there, friends. I have a new plant project I want to share with you guys. I decided this year, well, let me start again. The algorithm decided that this year I would love to try my hand at growing saffron from corms. And honestly, algorithm's not wrong. So I ordered these sweet little corms, saffron corms online. See, and they're so cute. They're like almost like little onions. And so I got 24 of them. So you can grow these guys indoors, outdoors, in a container, directly in the ground. Reportedly, they're very easy to grow. So we're gonna test that out. I would like to try my hand at growing them indoors since they are more of a fall, winter plant, and our winters here in Dallas can be a little unpredictable, right? So I don't know if we're gonna have an early freeze this year or late freeze. I'd rather just not risk it and try them indoors. So we're gonna do that today. So I'm putting them in these little clear nursery pots. I have 2 different sizes so that they would fit into the planter I'm gonna put them in. Here we go. So while I am kind of mixing up our soil, we'll talk about saffron. So saffron is the most expensive spice in the world. Part of that is because the saffron is made from only the stamen of this beautiful purple flower. It's a crocus flower, but it has this really, pretty teeny red stem that you pluck from the flower, and that is the actual spice. You dry it, you chop it up, and that's the saffron that you know and love. I'm not looking into going into the spice trade, but the flowers are beautiful. And if it happens to have another purpose too, then even better, right? So let's get this started. We're starting with our nursery pot and then our 4 different ingredients, right? So we're gonna put our little clay balls in the bottom here. Put some chunkier potting soil. And then we've got some of our worm poop. Worm castings is what you'll buy. Worm poop is what it really is. We've got some perlite we're gonna mix in there too. Here we go. So we got a nice little cocktail going. And then I'm gonna put just a couple of these in each cup because they said they should be 1 to 3 inches apart. And these are tiny little cups. So I'm actually gonna put 3 in each cup and then cover them. It says 2 to 4 inches under the soil. So these are probably a little crowded, but we're gonna see what happens. I'm gonna plant some outside too, and we can test out what works better. Okay, so now let's do another coat of everything. We've got our clay balls, our chunky potting soil, some more worm castings, and a little bit more perlite. Easy peasy. This one actually looks pretty from the side too, almost like a little layered dessert. You can see the corms are just right in there, okay? So we're gonna do this one more time, but I don't think I need to tell you how to do it again, so I'm just gonna chat while I do it. I've been getting some great questions from you guys who've been watching the videos. So thank you for watching, I appreciate it, and I appreciate your questions. So one of the questions that I got recently was, where do I get my pots, like the fancy pots that I set my nursery pots in? And I gotta tell you, I pick them up basically anywhere I see something that I like. So because you're using the nursery pot, it doesn't really matter what kind of fancy pot you like or you purchase, you just get what you like. So I've been known to get some at Home Goods when they're in season, or even just like Home Depot. You can get nicer ones typically at your local nurseries. They'll have really nice pottery. So I have a mix behind me, right? Some of them are just like basic pots that I picked up somewhere, and some of them are really pretty. Like, look at this one with my Hindu rope. I love this guy, his little head. All that to say, since you guys are putting them in your nursery pots, you can really just go crazy with your decorative pot that you pop it in. And just pick whatever suits your style. Mine are mostly all white, but you know what? That's not everybody's style. So you do you when it comes to your decorative pots. But great question. And then one of the other questions I got recently was about rooting, like your propagated plants. So on the rooting of propagated plants, I like to wait until there's secondary and sometimes tertiary roots before I move it into any kind of soil or substrate other than water. So what does that mean? That means that like if you have one big root growing off of a pothos, then I would leave it in the water a little longer. Make it pretty long too. And then that one long root will start having like side roots grow off of it. That's a good sign. Then when those little secondary side roots start growing little tiny baby hairs, like tiny little roots, then he's ready to go. You can put that prop into whatever medium you want to put it in. You can use just leca, you can do this leca soil, perlite mix, you know, you can even do other substrates depending on what you're propagating. So great questions. Keep them coming. If you guys have any other questions, please don't be shy. Drop them in the comments or, you know, reach out. I'm happy to help. I have one really fun friend that I was not able to help who was asking me about planting a whole field of lavender. So I can't wait to see how that turns out. It would be so beautiful. I hope it works for her. All right, so we've got our saffron planted in our little nursery pots, and we've got that in our planter. We're gonna keep them nice and moist, keep them watered regularly over the next few weeks while they open up, and I'll keep you posted on the progress. I'm gonna pop a little picture of the flower right here because they're just so gorgeous. We're gonna love them. But growing from corms is something that I just started doing, and we were really successful with our Oxalis triangularis. So I've got my fingers crossed that this one goes just as well. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll talk soon.